Appreciate it. Appreciate it. That's right. I haven't said nothing else need to be said. All right. How everybody doing? All right. I thank the Most High for one more opportunity that I have to come before you again. Just to be counted worthy to be in this ministry. To stand before you all, to sacrifice my life, give my life as a ransom. People come before you against me, but I thank the Most High that I could be able to stand. That was a true statement what preacher said. Can you read that one more time? One more time. Matthew Yahoo chapter 16 at verse 15. That was true. Listen to the book.
He saith unto them, But whom say ye that I am?
Yes.
And Shimon Cuff answered and said, Thou art the Mashiach, the Ben of the Kai Elohim. And Yahusha answered and said unto him,
What did he say?
Barak, art thou Shimon Bar Yuna?
Yes.
For Basar and Dam have not revealed it unto thee,
But what?
my Abba, which is in Shamayim.
So when he made that statement, one thing that we have to realize is man didn't reveal that to them. Y'all agree about that, right? But it's Abba, which is of the Ruach, right? One thing I take from that is a lot of knowledge that we receive as Ish and the Shah, it comes from man. Correct? So a lot of things that we search, sometimes Google becomes our instructor. YouTube becomes our teacher. The internet has become our path on what we walk, right? A lot of struggles what we deal with, where are you getting your teaching from? So a lot of those teachings, guess what happens? It draws you away from the Ruach. So a knowledge that you need is not going to come from man. It's going to come through man, but it's going to be by the Ruach. You got to think on some things that we search out. We search out knowledge, right? A lot of times we search out knowledge, and there's a reason why I'm saying this. A lot of times we search out knowledge is to get one up on somebody else. So if I learn the information before you, it doesn't have to be true. But just because I beat you to the punch, guess what? I have more knowledge. I sought out to seek out that. I sought out to obtain that knowledge. How? I sought higher education, college, right? I did it. I completed 5 years after plan. Then I decided to join the fraternity because there was knowledge that I was seeking after that everybody didn't have, right? So I want to get a little deeper. Fraternity didn't give it to me because there was always something else that somebody knew above me. So I decided to go to masonry. I did masonry. I rode the goat, as they may say. People don't know what the goat is, but hey, yes, I did it. I went to obtain knowledge, right? Knowledge that a lot of men don't know. And there's a lot of knowledge in fraternities. There's a lot of knowledge in masonry. But guess what? It's not knowledge of Elohim. Because it's not of the Ruach. I can be smarter than anybody in this room because of the knowledge of man and the things that we search after. But one thing you got to realize, I was talking to one of my friends, one thing that you have to realize, the information that you're looking for, looking at, what is their religious belief? So the knowledge that you're obtaining, a lot of times what you receive, guess what? You have adopted that religious belief, not even knowing it. You just trying to look at how to eat healthy. But guess what? You're obtaining somebody else's religious belief. So you got to be careful, I cool when I key, what you search out. I like to research, but listen, there's a lot of times I leave stuff alone because the knowledge that you obtain, it cannot be good. It could be true, but if not in the right time, it's going to be dangerous. Let's see if we can find an example. The book of Bereshit, chapter 3, at verse 1. Hopefully I won't be for you long, but if I do, I ask you to bear with me. book of Bereshit, chapter 3. Because I know it's a lot of people out there, they search out, but they search out. I want to be first. I want to know. Sometimes you got to leave that stuff alone. You can go all the way to the 33rd degree of Mason. Shriners will drive you crazy. Because knowledge you obtain, anybody ever seen Book of the Skull, Indiana Jones? When that lady was searching out, what happened at the end when she obtained the knowledge? She died how? Remember, her head blew up, exploded. It was too much information. A lot of people can't take it. Because the information you got, you can't control it. You don't even know what to do with it. It's not going to edify the body. What you have is not going to edify the body. So guess what? It ain't all in. Because he would have set you up here and say, look, show my people where they should walk. But if you're not there, it could be a trap. It is a trap. Knowledge is set to trap you up. That's another subject. But let's get back to the matter. The book of Bereshit, chapter 3, verse 1. Listen to the book.
Now the Nakash was more subtle
Yes.
than any beast of the field
Yes.
which Elohim had made.
Yes.
And he said unto the Ashah,
What did he say?
Yea, hath Elohim said,
Yeah.
Ye shall not eat of every ox of the garden. And the Ashah said unto the Nakash,
Yes.
We may eat of the pari of the ox of the garden,
Yes.
but of the pari of the ox which is in the midst of the garden, Elohim have said,
What he said?
Ye shall not eat of it,
Yes.
neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die.
Yes.
And the Nakash said unto the Ashah,
What he said?
Ye shall not surely die, for Elohim doth know that in the yom ye eat thereof,
Yes.
then your eyes shall be opened, and ye shall be as Elohim,
Yes.
knowing Ta'ub and Rasha.
That's right.
And when the Ashah saw that the ox was ta'ub for food, and that it was pleasant to the eyes,
Yes.
and a ox to be desired to make one wise, she took of the pari thereof.
She wanted wisdom. That's correct. She wanted wisdom. What the Nakash told her was true, right? But it was not at the appointed time. So therefore it became a snare, it became dangerous unto her, right? Listen.
She took of the pari thereof, and did eat.
That didn't mean I was about to freeze. Goodness, man. That's right. Cut the heat on up in it's over. You cold? Oh, you don't want it? Yeah. I'm sorry, Lee. It's cold, man. Goodness. Continue. I'm sorry.
And gave also unto her husband with her, and he did eat.
Yes.
And the eyes of them both were open, and they knew that they were Ara.
I went to the internet, I found something myself. Guess what? I'm finna enlighten somebody else. I enlighten them. Guess what? Now we twofold the candidates. So go ahead up. Yeah, it was truth, but not at a point in time. Continue.
And they sewed fig leaves together and made themselves aprons.
Yes.
And they heard the voice of Yahuwah Elohim walking in the garden in the cool of the Yum, and Adam and his Ashah hid themselves from the presence of Yahuwah Elohim amongst the ox of the garden.
Yes.
And Yahuwah Elohim called unto Adam and said unto him, Where art thou? And he said, I heard thy voice in the garden,
Yes.
and I was afraid, because I was Ara,
Yes.
and I hid myself. And he said, Who told thee that thou wast Ara?
Who told you was naked? I didn't give you that information. Who told you that? But you went and got some information, and you saying you're naked, so something has been wrong. There has been a breach in communication. Go ahead.
Hast thou eaten of the ox, whereof I amar thee, that thou shouldest not eat?
You went and got some information that I don't think I gave you. Because you know why? Sometimes it come out before you even want it to come out. And then when it come out, guess what? It's too late. Where you got that from? You're getting some teaching from somewhere else. Even though it could be true, it's just not at a point in time. Because it got to edify the whole body. Because it's not a man's wisdom, but where's the Ruach? I want to be wise. I want to be like Elohim. Is something wrong with it? No, there's nothing wrong with it, but it's just the one at no point in time. Continue.
And the Ish said, The Ashah, whom thou gavest to be with me,
Yes.
she gave me of the ox, and I did eat.
Yes.
And Yahuwah Elohim said unto the Ashah, what is this that thou hast done? And the Ashar said, the Nakash beguiled me, and I did eat.
Yes.
And Yahuwah Elohim said unto the Nakash, because thou hast done this, thou art cursed above all cattle,
Yes.
and above every beast of the field. Upon thy belly shalt thou go, and dust shalt thou eat all the yamim of thy kaid.
Yeah, so that's a punishment, right? Continue.
And I will put enmity between thee and the Ashar,
Yes.
and between thy seed and her seed.
That's right.
It shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel.
That's right.
Unto the Ashar he said,
What did he say? What's her punishment? What is the woman's punishment? Uh-huh.
I will greatly multiply thy sorrow
Yes.
and thy conception. In sorrow thou shalt bring forth Beni,
Uh-huh.
and thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee.
Now, is that happening today? When women bear, what happened? They hurting. They in pain. They in agony. And is the Nakash still walking, crawling on his belly? That's true. Let's look at something. The book of Yeshayahu, chapter 58. Yeshayahu, chapter 58, at verse 1. Trying to grow it. You know how you grow into a position, just trying to get it. It's tough, but guess what? Somebody has to do it. Somebody got to cry aloud. Somebody got to spare not. Somebody has to do it. Listen to the book.
Cry aloud.
That's right.
Spare not. Lift up thy voice like a shofar.
That's right.
And shew my people their transgressions.
And shew my people their transgressions. Uh-huh.
And the house of Jacob their sins.
That's right.
Yet they seek me daily.
Yeah.
And delight to know my ways.
Yes.
As a nation that did Siddiq.
Yep.
And forsook not the ordinance of their Elohim.
That's right.
They ask of me the ordinances of justice.
But what happened?
They take delight in approaching to Elohim.
Uh-huh.
Wherefore have we fasted, say they, and thou seest not.
Yes.
Wherefore have we afflicted our soul, and thou takest no knowledge.
That's right.
Behold, in the yom of your fast, ye find pleasure.
That's right.
And exact all your labors.
Yep.
Behold, ye fast for strife and debate.
Yes.
And to smite with the fist of wickedness.
Uh-huh.
Ye shall not fast as ye do this yom.
Now, let me ask you a question. The knowledge that we try to obtain, what's the purpose for it? Purpose for you to do it? Huh? Is it really to attain the Ruach HaKadosh? The spirit of separation, as they call it. Listen to the book of Yeshayahu, chapter 59, at verse 1. Listen to the book.
Behold.
Get that for me. It's one right on the other side of the page, right? That's right. The book of Yeshayahu, chapter 59, at verse 1. Listen to the book.
Behold, Yahuwah's hand is not shortened,
that what?
That it cannot save.
Yes.
Neither his ear heavy, that it cannot hear.
Yes.
But your iniquities have separated between you and your Elohim. And your sins have hid his face from you, that he will not hear.
Now listen, the separation between, he says it's going to be enmity between who? The Nakash and what? And the serpent, and the woman, right? There's going to be a separation. And your iniquity has what? Has hid his face. By Adam and Ka'ua sinning, guess what they did? They hid. They hid themselves. Continue.
For your hands are defiled with blood, and your fingers with iniquity. Your lips have spoken lies.
Yes.
Your tongue hath muttered perverseness. None calleth for justice, nor any pleadeth for M.O.T. They trust in vanity and speak lies.
That's right.
They conceive mischief and bring forth iniquity.
They conceived in what?
They conceive mischief and bring forth iniquity.
That sounds like childbirth, right? That's what it sounds like to me. They conceived what, Brandon?
They conceive mischief
Yes.
and bring forth iniquity.
Uh-huh.
They hatch cockatrice eggs and weave the spider's web.
That's right.
He that eateth of their eggs dieth, and that which is crushed breaketh out into a viper.
That's right.
Their webs shall not become garments, neither shall they cover themselves with their works. Their works are works of iniquity.
That's right.
And the act of violence is in their hands. Their feet run to evil,
Yes.
and they make haste to shed innocent blood.
All right. The book of Yuchanan, Olive. Three at one. Our whole goal is to be what? Saved. Our whole goal is to be saved, right? Is that true? Everybody goal in here to be saved, right? That's a good goal to have. Something that you can't accomplish. The book of Ukanan, Aleph, chapter 3, at verse 1. Listen to the book.
Behold, what manner of Ahab
yes.
the Abba hath bestowed upon us,
yes.
that we should be called the Beni of Elohim.
Yes.
Therefore the Aratz knoweth us not, because it knew him not.
Yes.
Beloved, now are we the Beni of Elohim, and it doth not yet appear what we shall be, but we know that when he shall appear,
yes.
we shall be like him, for we shall see him as he is.
That's right.
And every each that hath this hope in him,
what happened?
Purifieth himself,
even
as he is pure.
That's right.
Whosoever committeth sin transgresseth also the law.
Yes.
For sin is the transgression of the law.
Yes.
And ye know that he was manifested to take away our sins.
That's right.
And in him is no sin.
In him is no sin.
Whosoever abideth in him
what?
Sinneth not.
That's right.
Whosoever sinneth hath not seen him,
neither
known him.
That's right.
Little Beni, let no each deceive you.
Yes.
He that doeth Sadiq is Sadiq, even as he is Sadiq.
That's right.
He that committeth sin is of the devil.
That's right.
For the devil sinneth from the beginning.
That's right.
For this purpose the Ben of Elohim was manifested, that he might destroy the works of the devil.
That's right.
Whosoever is born of Elohim
doth
not commit sin.
Whosoever
is born of Elohim doth not commit sin.
You got to understand something. If you're born of Elohim, you do not commit sin. So you got to ask yourself a question. Have you been truly born of Elohim? There's nothing faint about it. There's nothing blurry about it. If you commit sin, you're not born of Elohim. So therefore, you have to put yourself in a situation to where, listen, I have to get away from sin. I have to get away from things that's causing me to deviate from a proper course. I have to do this. I have to stop committing sin. Whosoever is born of Elohim doth not
commit sin. For his seed remaineth in him, and he cannot sin.
That's right.
Because he is born of Elohim.
That's right.
In this, the Beni of Elohim are manifest.
That's right.
And the Beni of the devil. Whosoever doeth not Sadiq is not of Elohim.
That's right.
Neither he that loveth not his Aki.
That's right.
For this is the message that ye heard from the beginning.
That
we should love one another.
That's right.
Not as Cain, who was of that wicked one, and slew his Aki. And wherefore slew he him? Because his own works were Rasha, and his Aki Sadiq.
That's right.
Marvel not, my Aki.
Hold right there. The book of Ukanan. Ukanan chapter 20. We'll start at verse 15. Because our whole goal is to be saved. Our whole goal is to be delivered at the end of the day. At all we fight, all we go through, our whole goal is to be saved. The book of Ukanan, chapter 20, at verse 15. Listen to the book.
Yahusha saith unto her, Asha, why weepest thou? Whom seekest thou?
Yes.
She, supposing him to be the gardener, saith unto him, Sir, if thou have borne him hence, tell me where thou hast laid him, and I will take him away.
I'm sorry, I keep running. Matthew chapter 20. Ukanan, keep it right there. Ukanan 16 and 15. We'll stay at the book of Ukanan, chapter 16, at verse 15. One thing we got to realize, whosoever born of Elohim doth not commit sin, because the seed is in him, right? That seed is considered the what? The Ruach HaKodesh that he has given you. So in order to obtain that seed, there has to be some kind of separation from your own flesh. I have to stop doing these acts in order for the seed to remain in me, which is the Ruach HaKodesh. Now we got to understand, how can we get the Ruach HaKodesh? Who gives us the Ruach HaKodesh? How can I maintain the Ruach HaKodesh? Because the Most High will not give you something if he don't have knowledge on that you have the ability to obtain and to know how to keep and to know how to nourish and to know how to treat. Right? The book of Yukonon, chapter 16, at verse 15. Listen to the book.
All things that the Abba hath are mine.
Yes.
Therefore said I, that he shall take of mine and shall show it unto you.
That's right.
A little while, and ye shall not see me.
A little while you shall see me. You shall not see me. Yes.
And again a little while, and ye shall see me.
Yes.
Because I go to the Abba.
Uh-huh.
Then said some of his Methetes among themselves.
What did he say?
What is this that he saith unto us?
What he keep talking about? A little while.
And ye shall not see me.
Uh-huh.
And again a little while, and ye shall see me.
Uh-huh.
And because I go to the Abba.
Yep.
They said, therefore, what is this that he saith, a little while?
What is he, Brandon, what did he keep talking about a little while? Why come out here and just tell me plainly, what are you talking about a little while? So you understand, again, Justin, that the Methetes have what? Questions just as we did. What are you talking about a little while? Just talk to me plainly, because I'm getting a little confused. Go ahead, Aki Brandon.
We cannot tell what he saith.
Uh-huh.
Now Yahusha knew that they were desirous to ask him. And he said unto them,
yes.
Do ye inquire among yourselves of that I said, a little while,
That's right.
Ye shall not see me?
Yes.
And again a little while, and ye shall see me?
Yes.
Aman, aman, I say unto you, that ye shall weep and lament.
Yeah.
But the world shall rejoice.
Yeah.
And ye shall be sorrowful, but your sorrow shall be turned into joy.
Now listen, you shall weep and lament, but the world going to be what? They're going to be happy. When you are down, the world seems to be excited, right? But when you broke, guess what? I mean, when you broke, they still excited. But when you got money, guess what? They ain't happy. Wealth has always had to be transferred to somebody else for somebody else to be lifted up. Somebody had to lose it for you to what? To gain, right? Yahusha had to lose his life for us to what? Gain salvation. He made a statement a couple of sermons ago. He said, because somebody feels so sorrowful, why does a rose have to die to make somebody feel happy? That's on deep. Y'all probably missed it. Why are you taking something that was alive to making someone else happy? It's the same concept we did with Yahusha. In order to fill your hearts, guess what? One had to die. That was in a live garden. That had to come down. So a little while, that's what he's telling us. When you down, these people are going to be excited. But let's keep talking. There's a reason why he said this. Go ahead.
And Asha, when she is in travail, hath sorrow.
Yeah.
Because her hour is come.
Yeah.
But as soon as she is delivered of the child,
what happened?
She remembereth no more the anguish.
She forget all about that. Why? Because of the law. What the law stated. She shall bring forth children in what? In sorrow. But yet, once she has that child, what happens? She forget about it. Continue.
For joy that an Ish is born into the Arats.
That's right.
And ye now therefore have sorrow.
Yes.
But I will see you again, and your heart shall rejoice.
Yes.
And your joy no Ish taketh from you.
That's right.
And in that yom ye shall ask me nothing.
Yes.
Aman, aman, I say unto you,
yes.
Whatsoever ye shall ask the Abba in my name, he will give it to you.
Yes.
Hitherto ye have asked nothing in my name. Ask, and ye shall receive, that your joy may be full.
That's right.
These things have I spoken unto you in Mashalim.
Yes.
But the time cometh when I shall no more speak unto you in Mashalim.
Yes.
But I shall shew you plainly of the Abba.
That's right.
At that yom ye shall ask in my name. And I say not unto you that I will pray to the Abba for you.
Yes.
For the Abba himself loveth you, because ye have loved me.
That's right.
And have believed that I came out from Elohim. I came forth from the Abba.
Yes.
And am come into the Arats.
Yes.
Again I leave the Arats and go to the Abba.
I got to get out of here. He basically tell you how this thing gonna go. Listen, I came down, but guess what? I didn't come here to stay. We don't have that same mentality. We want to die, but guess what? We want to die and we want to be with him, but we don't want to die. Somebody say, right now it's time for you to get out of here. Some people say, man, I'm not ready. Some people just like to kill this world. I have not attained greatness here. Sometimes that be the whole issue. I have not reached the fleet that I want to reach here. But guess what? What if you take you now, and that wasn't his goal. But your goal is to be famous. Your goal is to be somebody to say, look at him. Your goal is to be somebody, that guy's smart. You get what I'm saying? But that's not all the purpose of him. Because why? Because we're still in the ruach. I mean, we're still in the flesh. We want to attain man wisdom. We want to get accolades of man. But guess what? When you jump on the side of the ruach, you're going to be tossed to and fro. People are going to talk about you. That's not the accolades on what the Most High want. But let's continue.
His Mathetes said unto him, Lo, now speakest thou plainly, and speakest no mashal.
Yeah.
Now are we sure that thou knowest all things,
yes.
and needest not that any east should ask thee.
Yeah.
By this we believe that thou camest forth from Elohim. Yahusha answered them, Do ye now believe? Behold, the hour cometh, yea, is now come, that ye shall be scattered, every each to his own, and shall leave me alone.
That's right.
And yet I am not alone, because the Abba is with me.
That's right.
These things I have spoken unto you, that in me ye have shalom.
That's right.
In the Arach ye shall have tribulation, but be of Tob cheer.
Yeah.
I have overcome the Arach.
Yeah.
Chapter 17.
That man told them straight in their face, listen, y'all going to turn on me. He told them everything how it went down. Y'all going to turn on me. Y'all have no power to try to stay with me. Y'all going to leave me. But don't worry about it. I'm going to be back because you don't have the power to stay with me. That man told him straight up. I would have been hurt. You see why Cuff said, listen, man, I'm going with you wherever. That man told him, man, just stay down because you don't have enough power. A lot of us don't have enough power. We talk a good game, but guess what? We ain't got no power. I was in the same situation. I was ready to go forth, tell people you going to hell, straight up. You going to get him, wherever it was. Guess what? Little city sin came. Guess what? I found myself right back on the sit your behind down. Because for who are you to tell somebody when you're not even living it yourself? So guess what? I had to get a little stronger. But I say, yeah, I want to be with him. They're like, man, I'm nowhere near it. So I found myself, should I give up? Should I stop? No. Jump back at verse 21, Brandon.
And
16, 21.
And Ashah, when she is in travail, hath sorrow, because her hour is come.
Yes.
But as soon as she is delivered of the child,
that's right,
she remembereth no more the anguish.
Yeah.
For joy that an Ish is born into the Arach.
Give me at verse 5, Brandon. Let's see what that say. 16 and 5. Listen to the book.
But now I go my way to him that sent me, and none of you asketh me, whither goest thou?
That's right.
But because I have said these things unto you,
sorrow
hath filled your heart.
That's right.
Nevertheless, I tell you the M.O.T. It is expedient for you that I go away.
Why?
For if I go not away, the Comforter will not come unto you.
Yes.
But if I depart,
what's going to happen?
I will send him unto you.
Yeah.
And when he is come,
what is he going to do?
He will reprove the Arach of sin.
That's right.
And of Siddiqah and of judgment.
Yeah.
Of sin because they believe not on me. Of Siddiq because I go to my Abba.
That's right.
And ye see me no more.
He just said, listen, I got to go in order for the Comforter, the Ruach HaKodesh, to come unto you. If I stay and abide with you, guess what? The Comforter not going to come. So it was needful that what? He had to leave in order for the Comforter to come. Now when the Comforter come, what will it do, Brandon?
And when he is come, he will reprove the Arach of sin.
That's right.
And of Siddiqah and of judgment. Of sin because they believe not on me.
Yes.
Of Siddiqah because I go to my Abba.
That's right.
And you see me no more.
Yeah.
Of judgment because the ruler of this Arach is judged.
That's right.
I have yet many things to say unto you.
Yes.
But ye cannot bear them now. Howbeit when he, the Ruach of M.O.T, is come,
what's going to happen?
He will guide you into all M.O.T.
Yes.
For he shall not speak of himself.
That's right.
But whatsoever he shall hear,
what's going to happen?
That shall he speak.
That man said when the Ruach come, he's going to give you all truth. Y'all understand that? He says he's going to put you in all truth. Pilate asked Yahusha straight up, what is truth? That's some of the reason why we go search out and do what we do, because we want to find truth. We're truth seekers. Ain't that right? We want to find the truth, because at the end of the day, we want to find out how all this stuff go down. But a lot of times what we search to seek out, guess what? It's not going to come by man's wisdom. It's going to come in the ruach of time. Waiting, listen, man, I want to know. But the man say when the ruach comes, he's going to guide us in all truth. But he had to go in order to send us a ruach. Y'all got that, right? The book of Matthew, chapter 24, at verse 1. Travail, you're going to get that. Matthew 24:1. I keep running. I want you to get Yahusha chapter 19. The book of Yahusha chapter 19 at verse 1. Matthew chapter 24 at verse 1. Listen to the book.
And Yahusha went out and departed from the temple, and his Iniquities came to him for to shew him the buildings of the temple.
Yes.
And Yahusha said unto them, See ye not all these things?
That's right.
Amen, I say unto you, there shall not be left here one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down.
That's right.
And as he sat upon the Har of Olives, the Iniquities came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be?
That's right.
And what shall be the sign of thy coming?
Yeah.
And of the end of the Arats?
That's right.
And Yahusha answered and said unto them,
What did he say?
Take heed that no each deceive you. For many shall come in my Shem,
That's right.
saying, I am Mashiach, and shall deceive many.
That's right.
And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars.
That's right.
See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass.
Yes.
But the end is not yet.
It's not yet.
For nation shall rise against nation.
Nation shall rise against nation.
And Malkuth against Malkuth.
Kingdom, as they say, shall rise against kingdom. Yes.
And there shall be famines and pestilences.
That's right.
And Arat quakes.
Yeah.
In divers Malkum. All these are the beginning of sorrows.
Yahusha chapter, let's go 18 first. Yahusha 18. What's the last verse in 18?
40.
40. Brandon, give me at verse 25. Yahusha 18 and 25. Y'all still with me? Are y'all still with me? Yeah, I gotta make sure now. Had to throw a mark at somebody. When my coach threw a VHS at one of the players went to sleep in the meeting room. Dow! Wake your behind her. I said, Coach, a VHS? You know that thing heavy. Them corners are unforgiving. Especially don't let it be a Beauty and the Beast one. They come out of that thing. Can't come out. Woo! Thank the Most High for DVDs, Blu-ray, internet, retransfer. Send me emails. The book of Yahusha, chapter 18, at verse 20. Listen to the book.
20 or 25?
25, right?
And Shimon Koph stood and warmed himself.
Yeah.
They said therefore unto him, Art not thou also one of his Iniquities?
Yeah.
He denied it and said, I am not.
18 and 1, Brandon. I'm sorry. Listen to the book.
When Yahusha had spoken these dabarim, he went forth with his Iniquities over the brook Kidron,
Yes.
where was a garden, into the which he entered, and his Iniquities. And Yehuda also, which betrayed him, knew the place.
Yep.
For Yahusha oft times resorted thither with his Iniquities. Yehuda then, having received a band of Anashim and officers from the chief Kohanim and Pharisees, cometh thither with lanterns and torches and weapons.
That's right.
Yahusha therefore, knowing all things that should come upon him,
Yes.
went forth and said unto them,
What he said?
Whom seek ye?
Yeah.
They answered him, Yahusha of Nazareth.
That's right.
Yahusha said unto them, I am he.
Yeah.
And Yehuda also, which betrayed him, stood with them.
That's right.
As soon then as he had said unto them, I am he,
Yes.
they went backward and fell to the ground.
Yes.
Then asked he them again,
Yes.
Whom seek ye? And they said, Yahusha of Nazareth.
That's right.
Yahusha answered, I have told you that I am he. If therefore ye seek me,
Yes.
let these go their way.
That's right.
That the saying might be fulfilled which he spake, of them which thou gavest me,
Yep.
have I lost none.
That's right.
Then Shimon Koph, having a sword, drew it,
What he did?
and smote the high Kohan's servant, and cut off his right ear.
Yeah.
The servant's name was Malchus.
Yeah.
Then said Yahusha unto Koph, Put up thy sword into the sheath.
Yes.
The cup which my Abba hath given me, shall I not drink it?
Yes.
Then the band of the captain and officers of the Yahudim took Yahusha and bound him,
Yeah.
and led him away to Annas first,
Yeah.
for he was Abba-in-law to Caiaphas, which
But
was
then
the high
Yahusha
Kohan.
already tell him, y'all gonna betray me. He told, no, what he told him was, Oh, yeah, y'all going to betray me. Y'all going to scatter. He already told them this was going to happen. But guess what? He didn't hold nothing in his heart against them. He kept telling them a little while, what? I'm not going to be with you. He already know the hearts of Ish on what we're going to do because you have no ruach within you. I have to leave in order to give you that power so you can be able to stand in these situations. Cuff went in the flesh and said, you know what? I'm going to stop this. I'm going to prevent this. But guess what he said? Man, put up your sword. This is not your fight. Because what's going to happen is you're going to keep running to these same situations. People ever told you can't fight your way out of every situation. You ain't going to win every fight. Sometimes you got to learn how to what? Just walk away. But if you ain't got no ruach in you, you ain't going to know how to discern when to move and when not to move. Continue, Brandon.
Which was the high Kahan that same year.
Yeah.
Now Caiaphas was he which gave counsel to the Yahudim.
That's right.
That it was expedient that one man should die for the people.
Yep.
And Shimon Kaf followed Yahusha, and so did another Mathetes. That Mathetes was known unto the high Kahan, and went in with Yahusha into the palace of the high Kahan.
Yes.
But Kaf stood at the door without. Then went out that other Mathetes, which was known unto the high Kahan, and spake unto her that kept the door, and brought in Kaf.
Yes.
Then saith the damsel that kept the door unto Kaf, Art not thou also one of this Ish Mathetes?
Yes.
He saith, I am not. And the servants and officers stood there, who had made a fire of coals, for it was cold. And they warmed themselves, and Kaf stood with them, and warmed himself.
Yes.
The high Kahan then asked Yahusha of his Mathetes, and of his doctrine. Yahusha answered him, I spake openly to the Arats.
Yes.
I ever taught in the synagogue.
Yes.
And in the temple.
Yes.
Whither the Yahudim always resort.
That's right.
And in secret have I said nothing.
Yes.
Why askest thou me?
Yes.
Ask them which heard me.
That's right.
What I have said unto them.
That's right.
Behold, they know what I said. And when he had thus spoken, one of the officers which stood by struck Yahusha with the palm of his hand, saying, Answerest thou the high Kahan so?
19:1. Listen to the book.
Then Pilate therefore took Yahusha and scourged him.
Yes.
And the soldiers platted a crown of thorns and put it on his head.
That's right.
And they put on him a purple robe and said, Hail, Malach of the Yahudim.
Yes.
And they smote him with their hands. Pilate therefore went forth again and saith unto them, Behold, I bring him forth to you, that ye may know that I find no fault in him. Then came Yahusha forth, wearing the crown of thorns and the purple robe. And Pilate saith unto them, Behold the man. When the chief Kohanim therefore and officers saw him, they cried out, saying, Crucify him, crucify him.
Yes.
Pilate saith unto them, Take ye him and crucify him.
Yes.
For I find no fault in him.
Yep.
The Yahudim answered him, We have a law, and
What?
by our law he ought to die,
Yep.
because he made himself the Ben of Elohim.
That's right.
When Pilate therefore heard that saying, he was the more afraid, and went again into the judgment hall, and saith unto Yahusha,
Man, listen, man, let me talk to you straight up, homeboy. Home biscuit. No, I'm messing with you. Home slice. Go ahead, Randy.
and went again into the judgment hall,
Yes.
and saith unto Yahusha, Whence art thou?
Yes.
But Yahusha gave no answer.
Yes.
Then saith Pilate unto him,
What did he say?
Speakest thou not unto me?
Yes.
Knowest thou not that I have power to crucify thee, and have power to release thee?
That's right.
Yahusha answered,
Yes.
Thou couldst have no power at all against me,
That's right.
except it were given thee from above. Therefore, he that delivered me unto thee
Yes.
hath the greater sin.
They have the greatest sin.
And from thenceforth Pilate sought to release him.
That's right.
But the Yahudim cried out, saying, If thou let this Ish go, thou art not Caesar's friend. Whosoever maketh himself a malak speaketh against Caesar.
What happened?
When Pilate therefore heard that saying, he brought Yahusha forth, and sat down in the judgment seat
That's
in a
right.
place that is called the pavement, but in the Abari, Gabbatha.
Yes.
And it was the preparation of the Pesach, and about the 6th hour. And he saith unto the Yahudim,
Yes.
Behold your malak.
Yeah.
But they cried out, Away with him, crucify him.
Yes.
Pilate saith unto them, Shall I crucify your malak? The chief Kohanim answered, We have no malak but Caesar.
That's right.
Then delivered he him therefore unto them to be crucified. And they took Yahusha and led him away.
Now, did Pilate tell him his own nation delivered unto him? Did Pilate say that? What verse was that, Brandon?
I think that's in Matthew.
Matthew 20,
26.
26. Get that from me right there, Brandon. The book of Matthew, chapter 20, think it's 20. I think it's 27. 27 at probably like 10. The book of Matthew, Yahusha, chapter 27. At, what is that, 10? I think it's Matthew, Yahoo 27 and somewhere in there. Matthew, Yahoo 27. It might be still in Yukonon. But what he told him, he said, your own nation has delivered them unto me. Right? Y'all remember that? Yeah. Okay. Let's look at something right quick. Might be y'all 20. But what Pilate told him, he said, your own nation has delivered you unto me. Now let's check out what actually happened, what actually transpired throughout this time. Yahusha already told the Iniquities, you all are going to betray me. You all are going to leave me. The book of Matthew, chapter 24, let's read that one more time. The book of Matthew, chapter 24, at verse 1. Listen to the book.
And Yahusha went out and departed from the temple, and his Iniquities came to him for to shew him the buildings of the temple. And Yahusha said unto them, see ye not all these things? Amen, I say unto you,
that's right.
There shall not be left here one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down. And as he sat upon the Har of Olives, the Iniquities came unto him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be, and what shall be the sign of thy coming, and of the end of the Arats? And Yahusha answered and said unto them,
what did he say?
Take heed that no each deceive you.
That's right.
For many shall come in my Shem, saying, I am Mashiach, and shall deceive many.
That's right.
And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars.
That's right.
See that ye be not troubled. For all these things must come to pass.
That's right.
But the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and Malkuth against Malkuth, and there shall be famines and pestilences and Arats quakes in divers places.
That's right.
All these are the beginning of sorrows.
Brandon, did you pick that up for me?
Yukonon 18:35.
18 what?
35.
35. That's it. Let's read that right quick. I appreciate it, man. Phone a friend. ain't no harm lost. You know what I'm saying? We're going to work together in this thing. The book of Yukonon, chapter 18 and verse 35. I had 25 right there. 35. Listen to the book.
Pilate answered, am I a Yehudi? Thine own nation and the chief Kohanim have delivered thee.
Let's start at
unto
verse
me.
30. The book of 18 and 30. Listen to the book.
They answered and said unto him, if he were not a malefactor, he would not have delivered him up unto thee.
That's right.
Then said Pilate unto them, take ye him and judge him according to your law. The Yahudim therefore said unto him, it is not lawful for us to put any each to death, that the saying of Yahusha might be fulfilled, which he spake, signifying what death he should die.
That's right.
Then Pilate entered into the judgment hall again, and called Yahusha and said unto him, art thou the Malach of Yahudim?
That's right.
Yahusha answered him, sayest thou this thing of thyself, or did others tell it thee of me?
That's right.
Pilate answered, am I a Yehudi?
That's right.
Thine own nation and the chief Kohanim have delivered thee unto me.
Now, check this out. Y'all made me spell that wrong. Matthew. The book of Matthew, he was telling them how all these things going to go down, right? And at the end of that, he told them, he started beginning to tell him, all these are the beginning of what? Of sorrow. As we start to research our script and we start looking at our book, what he was telling him right there, sorrow, do y'all know what sorrow means right there? All these is the beginning of childbirth. All these are the beginning of the things I'm finna get ready to bear. But he's telling you how this going down. Nation going to rise against nation. His own nation delivered him unto him. Y'all got that? So what's going to continue to happen? Once they took him, guess what? Childbirth started. Let's get this thing rolling. Kingdom against kingdom. He said, my kingdom is not of this what? A rocks. If my kingdom was of rocks, guess what? My soldiers would have fought for me. He said this was the beginning. He never said it was the end. What he was telling us is, y'all got to know when this thing started to turn around, we got to be ready to roll. Then he started to tell us, there should be rumors of wars. That's when we need to be looking. Because in the book of Bereshit, chapter 3, he told us, in pain and sorrow, you shall bring forth. What you think Yahusha was doing? He's getting ready to deliver this baby. He's getting ready to deliver this baby. But guess what won't reveal this to you? Man won't reveal this to you. It had to be of the Ruach. So every little thing that Yahusha was telling them throughout this whole thing, he said, I hope you catch it. Do you get it? Because it'll come upon you just like a woman that's developed with birth. Quick. I never been pregnant, but guess what? When your water break, what happened? Oh, man, I got to go. Y'all get that? Now y'all walk with me for a second. The book of Yahuchanan, chapter 19. Now let's look at it with them eyes. All right? I'm going to give y'all some eyes to look at it now. So now, if this holds true, he's telling us all this is the beginning of sorrow. So Yehudi should have been looking for a man to bring forth a child, which is not a natural thing to do because he's a man. But which is not hard for us to understand. But we know Ka'ur, Adam brought forth who? Ka'ur, from a womb. But in the natural, guess what? We won't never catch it. Because we're looking for something to make us smarter. But what he's saying is, listen, if y'all catch it, I want y'all to be aware. Listen, I know what I'm in. I know the Elohim who I serve. Because if I had a mind that didn't want to accept this, listen, he'll leave us blind. Just because they change up something, that's a big difference from hearing sorrow versus the beginning of childbearing. The book of Yahuchanan, chapter 19 and verse 1. Listen to the book.
Then Pilate therefore took Yahusha and scourged him.
Yes.
And the soldiers platted a crown of thorns and put it on his head.
That's right.
And they put on him a purple robe. And said, Hail, Malach of the Yahudim.
That's right.
And they smote him with their hands. Pilate therefore went forth again and saith unto them, Behold, I bring him forth to you, that ye may know that I find no fault in him.
That's right.
Then came Yahusha forth, wearing the crown of thorns and the purple robe. And Pilate saith unto them, Behold the Ish. When the chief Kohanim, therefore, and officers saw him, they cried out, saying, Crucify him, crucify him.
That's right.
Pilate said unto them, Take ye him and crucify him, for I find no fault in him. The Yahudim answered him,
What did he say?
We have a law, and by our law he ought to die.
That's right.
Because he made himself the Ben of Elohim. When Pilate therefore heard that saying,
what happened?
He was the more afraid, and went again into the judgment hall, and saith unto Yahusha, Whence art thou? But Yahusha gave him no answer.
What verse you at, Brandon?
10.
Jump to 15. Listen to the book.
But they cried out, Away with him, crucify him.
Yes.
Pilate saith unto them, Shall I crucify your Malach?
Yes.
The chief Kohanim answered, We have no Malach but Caesar.
Yes.
Then delivered he him therefore unto them to be crucified. And they took Yahusha and led him away.
That's right.
And he, bearing his cross, went forth into a place.
He's bearing his suffering. That's why he said, You shall take up your tooth daily and follow me. He's getting ready to bear his child. Let's try the book of Yeshayahu, chapter 53, at verse 8. Let's start at verse 1. But in order for to do this, you got to shew my people their transgressions. You got to understand how y'all transgress. This man didn't do this for him. He did it for you. We sin. The book of Yeshayahu, chapter 53, at verse 1. Listen to the book.
Who hath believed our report, and to whom is the arm of Yahuwah revealed.
That's right.
For he shall grow up before him as a tender plant.
That's right.
And as a root out of a dry ground. He hath no form nor comeliness.
Yes.
And when we shall see him, there is no beauty that we should desire him.
That's right.
He is despised and rejected of Anashim.
That's right.
A ish of sorrows and acquainted with grief.
Yeah.
And we hid, as it were, our panim from him.
You know why we hid from him? Because we was in iniquity. We was sinning. The same way Adam and Yahuwah hid. But guess what? When Yahuwah made a darkness, guess what? He had to hide his face as well. It was completely dark. Continue.
He was despised, and we esteemed him not.
Yes.
Surely he hath borne our griefs.
And what else he did?
Carried our sorrows.
That sounds like a woman with birth. He borne our grief and he carried our sorrow.
Yet we did esteem him stricken,
yes,
smitten of Elohim,
that's right,
and afflicted. But he was wounded for our transgressions.
Yes.
He was bruised for our iniquities.
Yes.
The chastisement of our shalom,
yes,
was upon him, and with his stripes we are healed.
Yes.
All we, like sheep, have gone astray.
That's right.
We have turned every one to his own way, and Yahuwah have laid on him the iniquity of us all.
That's right. Man, listen, all our iniquity as well. It was on him. He got to bear this. Go ahead.
He was oppressed, and he was afflicted, yet he opened not his mouth. He is brought as a lamb to the slaughter, and as a sheep before her shearers is dumb.
That's right.
So he opened not his mouth. He was taken from prison, yes, and from judgment,
yes,
and who shall declare his Tuledah?
That's right.
For he was cut off out of the land of the Kai. For the transgression of my arm was he stricken.
That was that rose taken out, a lively rose taken out just for you. He was cut off from the land of the living. Go ahead.
And he made his kubar with the wicked and with the rich in his death, because he had done no violence,
yes,
neither was any deceit in his mouth. Yet it pleased Yahuwah to bruise him.
Yes.
He hath put him to grief.
Yes.
And when thou shalt make his nephash an offering for sin, he shall see his seed.
Yep.
He shall prolong his yamim. The pleasure of Yahuwah shall prosper in his hand.
That's right.
He shall see the travail of his nephash.
Yep.
And shall be satisfied.
Yep.
By his knowledge,
yep,
shall my Sadiq,
what?
Servant, justify many.
Yep.
For he shall bear their iniquities.
Listen, man. He going to see his own soul travail. He was seeing it up there on the tube. I'm going through all this for these people. I'm dealing with their sins, not mine. I have to bear this. Continue.
Therefore, will I divide him a portion with the great.
That's right.
And he shall divide the spoil with the strong.
That's right.
Because he hath poured out
his
nephash unto M.O.T.
That's right.
And he was numbered with the transgressors.
That's right.
And he bare the sin of many,
yep,
and made intercession for the transgressors.
That's right. Keep on.
54.
That's right.
Sing, O barren, that thou didst not bear.
Yep.
Break forth into singing.
Yes.
And cry aloud.
And cry aloud.
Thou that didst not travail with Yalid. For more are the Beni of the desolate than the Beni of the married Ashah.
That's right.
Saith Yahuwah. Enlarge the Malkum of thy tent.
Barren mean what? It never bare before. Y'all do agree with that? Go ahead.
And let them stretch forth the curtains of thine habitations.
That's right.
Spare not, lengthen thy cords,
yep,
and strengthen thy stakes. For thou shalt break forth on the right hand and on the left.
That's right.
And thy seed shall inherit the Gentiles, and make the desolate cities to be inhabited.
That's right.
Fear not, for thou shalt not be ashamed,
yep,
neither be thou confounded. For thou shalt not be put to shame, for thou shalt forget the shame of thy youth, and shalt not remember the reproach of thy widowhood any more.
That's right.
For thy maker is thine husband.
And what?
For thy maker is thine husband.
Yes.
Yahuwah of Sabuth,
yep,
is his Shem. And thy redeemer the Kudash one of Yasharal, the Elohim of the whole Arats, shall he be called.
So now we as men, we trying to figure out how in the world we going to get bear a child. As a people, we are his what? His belief. He was his bride. He just told you straight up, Yahuwah is your husband. The book of Matthew, chapter 1 and verse 18, the Malachi told Yahusha, the Ruach HaKodesh have what? Has what? The Ruach HaKodesh has conceived. That means Yahuwah put that baby what? In her belly. Without aid of a man. So you ask yourself, how you going to receive the Ruach HaKodesh? He going to give it to you. The same thing, you got to bear yourself. The same thing got to be within you. Now, how we going to get to that? The book of Bostic, chapter 35 and verse 14. Y'all want me for a little bit more. He said, Yahuwah is, he going to be your husband. We're going to be subscribed by his name. We're going to be his name. Hashem. That's the name. The book of Bostic, chapter 35 and verse 14. Listen to the book.
And Jacob set up a pillar in the place where he talked with him.
Yes.
Even a pillar of stone. And he poured a drink offering thereon.
Yes.
And he poured oil thereon. And Jacob called the name of the place where Elohim spake with him, Bethel.
Yes.
And they journeyed from Bethel, and there was but a little way to come to Ephrath.
Yes.
And Rachel travailed, and she had hard labor.
Ephrath. Y'all know what that is? He was at Bethel. Y'all follow me? Bethel was considered what? Beth is house. Bethel, Elohim. Bethel, house of Elohim. Y'all got that? Then he said they was going to where? Ephrath. In that book it said Ephraim. What did it say? It said Ephraim, right? Ephraim is Zion. That's Zion. That's Zion. That's what? Jerusalem. So they were leaving the house of Elohim going to what? Zion. Zion. Continue.
And it came to pass when she was in hard labor,
what happened?
That the midwife said unto her,
what happened?
Fear not, thou shalt have this Ben also.
Yes.
And it came to pass, as her soul was in departing, for she died.
She died.
That she called his name Ben-Onai.
Yes.
But his Abba called him Benjamin. And Rachel died and was buried in the way to Ephrath.
Now listen, she died giving birth. Same thing with Yahusha did. He died, guess what? Giving birth. Rachel said, you're going to call his name Ben-Onai. You know what Ben-Onai means? Son of my sorrow. Ooh, good job. Kashi on it. Ben-Onai means son of my sorrow. When he was on the tomb, guess what? He bared our sorrows. That's what we have, son of my sorrow. But guess what? When he rose from the grave, guess what? He was son of my right hand. Because the Father named him then. Read that one more time.
And it came to pass when she was in hard labor that the midwife said unto her, Fear
What's she
not,
going to say?
Thou shalt have this Ben also.
Yahusha had Malachi strengthening him and also had somebody help him to what? Make it to the place where he had to deliver. Had the strength to listen. Don't worry about it, man. You're going to have this baby, man. Don't worry about it. You're going to have this thing. The flesh say, listen, this is straight sorrow. But the Ruach said, guess what? Even in the book of, what we was reading at? It was Yahusha. Yeshayahu 53. No, I'm sorry. Matthew, what it was, 26. I can't remember right now. But what he said is, no, that's what it was. Matthew, Yahushua, chapter 19. No, Yahushua chapter 16, verse 15. He said he gonna forget all what? Our iniquity. He's like, just like a woman that travaileth with birth. After she give birth, guess what happened? She don't remember that no more. So why you think he gonna forget all our iniquity? All the stuff you did, I already bore that. So the book of Abarim, chapter 6, he say, how shall we crucify him again what? Afresh. Bring him to an open shame. I'm not bearing no more iniquity. I'm not bearing no more sins. I'm not doing that no more. We got to accept this. But once you accept that Yahusha, guess what? It's not going to be another. That man went through all that. In the flesh, he was a sorrow. But guess what? Of the Ruach, he was Ben Yamin. That man had two names, just saying what? One person. Died in between the house of Elohim to Zaum. That's why we got to blow the shofar, well, in Zaum, because that's where he cried at. That's where he gave it up at. And to show you, we read over in Yeshayahu, he said, the children of the Yahweh of the desolate is more than what? Than what? Them that is married. I don't know if y'all remember, but Rachel gave her husband, the midwives, not the midwives, her servant to bear all them children of Yashrael. She didn't bear many children. She wanted to bear children. She wasn't. She couldn't. She was barren of the womb. She wanted the Ruach HaKodesh so bad, guess what she did? Gave up her life. She wanted a child of her own so bad. I think she ended up having two. Yahusha and Benjamin. But once she died, guess what? That was it. That lady died right there, the same way Yahusha had to go. The book of, get back to the book of Yuchanan, chapter 19. What verse you left off? The book of Yuchanan, chapter 19. I don't know, Brandon. Give me something. Just say something. We'll pick it up. I mean,
Verse 10.
yeah, let's go right there, 10. Well, ain't going to be wrong. It's in the book. Yuchanan, chapter 19, verse 10. Listen to the book.
Then saith Pilate unto him, Speakest thou not unto me?
Yes.
Knowest thou not that I have power to crucify thee,
yes,
and have power to release thee? Yahusha answered, Thou couldst have no power at all against me, except it were given thee from above.
That's right.
Therefore he that delivered me unto thee hath the greater sin.
Yeah.
And from thenceforth Pilate sought to release him, but the Yahudim cried out, saying, If thou let this each go, thou art not Caesar's friend.
That's right.
Whosoever maketh himself a Malak speaketh against Caesar. When Pilate therefore heard that saying, he brought Yahusha forth and sat down in the judgment seat in a place that is called the pavement,
that's right,
but in the Abari, Gabbatha. And it was the preparation of the Pesach, and about the 6th hour, and he saith unto the Yahudim, Behold your Malak.
Yep.
But they cried out, Away with him, crucify him. Pilate saith unto them, Shall I crucify your Malak?
Yes.
The Rosh Kohanim answered, We have no Malak but Caesar.
Yes.
Then delivered he him therefore unto them to be crucified, and they took Yahusha and led him away.
Yes.
And he, bearing his tooth, went forth into a place called the place of a skull.
That's right.
Which is called in the Abari, Golgotha, where they crucified him, and two other with him, on either side one,
yes,
and Yahusha in the midst.
Yes.
And Pilate wrote a title and put it on the tooth.
What did he say?
Yahusha of Nazareth, the Malak of the Yahudim.
That's right.
This title then read many of the Yahudim, for the place where Yahusha was crucified was nigh to the city.
Listen.
And it was written
right there, start right there. When Rachel died, guess what? She was on her way to what? To the city. She was almost to the city. Same place, well, guess what? He was at. Very nigh to the city. And if you picked it up, they told him it was the 6th hour. And Matthew, it reads, from the 6th to the 9th hour, guess what? It was Kashak. The reason why it was Kashak and then he cried, 9th hour is the 9th month to get ready to build. Because you know he had to do a short work. He had to do this in one day. The book of Yeshayahu, chapter 6 at verse 1. Pick that up. From the 6th to the 9th hour, all this in one time. Boom, let's go. From the start, from the time he got taken until the time he died. It was just a story within the story. That's all what it was. The book of Yeshayahu, chapter 66 at verse 1. Listen to the book.
Thus saith Yahuwah,
Uh-huh.
the Shamayim is my throne,
Yes.
and the Arats is my footstool.
Uh-huh.
Where is the house that ye build unto me?
Uh-huh.
And where is the place of my rest?
Yes.
For all those things hath mine hand made.
Yes.
And all those things have been, saith Yahuwah.
Uh-huh.
But to this east will I look,
Yes.
even to him that is poor and of a contrite ruach,
That's right.
and trembleth at my debar.
Yep.
He that killeth an ox is as if he slew an ish.
That's right.
He that sacrificeth a lamb, as if he cut off a dog's neck.
Yep.
He that offer an oblation, as if he offered swine's blood.
Yes.
He that burneth incense, as if he barak an idol. Yea, they have chosen their own ways,
Yes.
and their soul delighteth in their abominations. I also will choose their delusions, and will bring their fears upon them.
That's right.
Because when I called, none did answer.
Yes.
When I spake, they did not hear.
They hid their face. Uh-huh.
But they did rasha before mine eyes.
Yes.
And chose that in which I delighted not. Hear the debar of Yahuwah,
Yeah.
ye that tremble at his debar.
Yes.
Your Akim that hated you,
Yep.
that cast you out for my name's sake, said, let Yahuwah be glorified.
Yes.
But he shall appear to your joy, and they shall be ashamed.
Uh-huh.
A voice of noise from the city,
Yeah.
a voice from the temple,
Yes.
a voice of Yahuwah that rendereth recompense to his enemies.
Uh-huh.
Before she travailed,
What happened?
she brought forth.
Yes.
Before her pain came,
Uh-huh.
she was delivered
Yeah.
of a man-child.
Yeah.
Who hath heard such a thing?
Who heard this before? Uh-huh.
Who hath seen such things? Shall the Arats be made to bring forth in one yom?
Listen, one day he did it. And there's one question. You gonna bring forth in one yom? The book of Matthew, chapter 24, he told them, see all these things, listen, you can tear it down, but guess what? I'm gonna build it right back. He did it then on the 2, and he did it when he rose on the 3rd yom. One of yom, the Arats brought forth. The same thing what it did with Adam. Because he came from the dirt, from the dust what? Of the ground. It brought forth in one yom. That's why he had to do it in one yom. So from the 6th to the 9th hour, guess what? 9th, it's time for you to bear. Boom, here you go. He had to die. The Ruach went well. Back to Elohim. But guess what? That's what had to happen for us. That's the only way for the comfort had to come in us. So how are we going to attain the Ruach HaKodesh? Elohim is our husband. The same way what he did with Maureen, he's going to put it in you. The seed is going to be in you, and you cannot sin. Because the seed remain in him. In you. The book of Yeshayahu, chapter 14, at verse 42 and verse 14. Whosoever shall call upon the name of Elohim, what? Shall be saved. But how then shall they call him in whom they have not heard? And you got to believe. But you got to hear through what? A teacher. And a teacher got to be sent. From YouTube? No. From Elohim. So we could be scholars all day, but it depends on where you want to go. The book of Yeshayahu, chapter 42 and verse 14. Listen to the book.
I have long time holding my shalom. I have been still and refrained myself. Now will I cry like a travailing Ashah. I will destroy and devour at once.
Yes.
I will make waste mountains and hills and dry up all their herbs.
So he gave you similar to how he's going to cry. Just like a woman, what? In travail. That's why he had to cry loud. He going to cry just like a woman in travail. The book of Yahusha, chapter 13. Yahusha, chapter 13 at verse 1. Listen to the book.
When Ephraim spake trembling, he exalted himself in Yasharal.
Yes.
But when he offended in Baal, he died.
Yes.
And now they sin more and more, and have made them molten images of their silver.
That's right.
And idols according to their own understanding.
Yes.
All of it the work of the craftsman. They say of them, let the Anashim that sacrifice kiss the calves.
Yes.
Therefore they shall be as the morning cloud.
Yes.
And as the early dew that passeth away. As the chaff that is driven with the whirlwind out of the floor. And as the smoke out of the chimney.
Yes.
Yet I am Yahuwah thy Elohim
Yes.
from the land of Mitzrayim.
That's right.
And thou shalt know no Elohim but me.
Yeah.
For there is no Savior beside me.
That's right.
I did know thee in the wilderness, in the land of great drought.
Yeah.
According to their pasture. So were they filled. They were filled, and their heart was exalted.
Yes.
Therefore have they forgotten me.
Yes.
Therefore I will be unto them as a lion.
Yeah.
As a leopard by the way will I observe them. I will meet them as a bear that is bereaved of her whelps.
That's right.
And will rend the call of their heart.
Yes.
And there will I devour them like a lion. The wild beast shall tear them. O Yasharal, thou hast destroyed thyself.
Yes.
But in me is thine help.
That's right.
I will be thy malak. Where is any other that may save thee in all thy cities? And thy Shaphatim, whom thou saidest, give me a malak and Sarim. I gave thee a malak in mine anger, and took him away in my wrath.
That's right.
The iniquity of Ephraim is bound up.
Yep.
His sin is hid.
Yep.
The sorrows of a travailing Ashah shall come upon him. He is an unwise son. For he should not stay long in the place of the breaking forth of beneath.
He ain't gonna stay on that tooth forever until he break forth. He's not gonna stay up there forever until he break forth. And he told you, I gave y'all him a lot, but guess what? I took him away in my anger. When he was up on the tooth, guess what? He was the malak of the Yahudim. And guess what he did? He was so mad, guess what he had to do? He had to take him away. In one yum. So important. So important. Jump back over to the book of Matthew chapter 24. Continue reading where you was at. I think it was at like verse 10.
14.
14. Listen to the book.
In Husha or?
Matthew.
Okay.
I think what we left off at?
14.
Matthew 24.
10.
Yeah, verse 10. Listen to the book.
And then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another.
That's right.
And shall hate one another.
That's right.
And many false Nabiim shall rise, and shall deceive many. And because iniquity shall abound,
what's going to happen?
The love of many shall wax cold.
Now what he's talking about right now is what will be going on when he's gone. Our love, we're going to be going after other gods. Our love going to wax cold. We're not going to hold on until the end. Even though you shall be with child, even though you shall have that ruach, some people just going to give up. They're going to give flat up. How we know that? Keep reading.
But he that shall endure unto the end,
what?
The same shall be saved.
The only way you're going to be saved, you got to endure to the end. Because the only way that Yahusha was saved, guess what? He had to go into the end. He was delivered. He was heard, and then he was delivered. The book of Galatians, chapter 4, at verse 19. So how did this switch over to us in the natural? We understand how he's going to come. We understand what's going to happen in tribulation. And how it's going to transfer over to us with the Ruach. The book of Galatians chapter 4, let's start at verse 18. Listen to the book.
But it is good to be zealously affected always in a total thing.
Yes.
And not only when I am present with you.
But when?
My little Beni, of whom I travail in birth again, until Mashiach be formed in you.
This was Shaul. This is what he's telling us. He said, I travail you. How did we travail you? Because through Yahuwah, the word, the Dabari that I speak to you are what? Are Ruach in their life. So he travailed in you. You are. That's what the writer said. Until when?
Until Mashiach be formed in you.
Be formed in you until you obtain the Ruach HaKadosh within you. But whosoever shall endure to the end shall be saved. But you got to endure until the end. Because we start off at Bereshit chapter 3 and verse 1, we shall bring forth what? In sorrow. The book of 1 Timothy. 1 Timothy chapter 2 at verse 13. The book of 1 Timothy chapter 2 at verse 13. Listen to the book.
For Adam was first formed, then Kaua.
Is that a true statement? Go ahead.
And Adam was not deceived,
but
the Ashah, being deceived, was in the transgression.
That's right.
Notwithstanding, she shall be saved in childbearing if they continue in Amunah and charity and Kudash with sobriety.
He that endureth to the end, the same shall be saved. Even though the woman shall bring forth children in sorrow, she shall be saved, well, in childbearing. The same thing with us. We're going to be saved. Only way, guess what? We got to get out of this body. That's it. To make sure that your calling and election is sure, you're going to have to die. And make sure you have that right ruach in you. Guess what? You got to give up the flesh in order for it to be born. He bare our iniquities. He carried our sorrows. We can't do the same thing on the rocks. We can't be walking around with sin from within. We can't do that. The book of Yaakov, chapter 1. The book of Yaakov, chapter 1, at verse 1. We got to understand how this stuff transfers over. We can't be walking around bearing our sins, talking about forgive us for we know what we do. But we know our sins. We know our transgression. We know it. The book of Yaakov, chapter 1, at verse 2. Listen to the book.
My king, count it all joy when you fall into diverse temptations.
That's right.
Knowing this, that the trying of your amunah is what? Patience. But let patience have her perfect work.
Yes.
That ye may be perfect and entire, wanting nothing.
That's right.
If any of you lack wisdom,
what's going to happen?
Let him ask of Elohim.
Let us go to YouTube.
Let him ask of Elohim.
Google.
Let him ask of Elohim.
The internet.
Let him ask of Elohim.
What did Kahua do? Who did she ask? Why? She wanted to become wise. He telling you where to go. Let him ask Elohim. And what's going to happen, Brandon?
That giveth to all unashamed liberally, and upbraideth not.
He gonna give it to you freely, and he ain't gonna take it away. Continue.
And it shall be given him. But let him ask in amunah.
Yes.
Nothing wavering. For he that wavereth is like a wave of the sea.
That's right.
Driven with the wind and tossed.
Yep.
For let not that Ish think that he shall receive anything of Yahuwah.
That's right.
A double-minded Ish is unstable in all his ways.
In all his ways. Reuben. Just like Reuben. He slept with his Abba's concubine. His Abba's wife. He was unstable. Firstborn. Continue.
Let the Ak of a low degree rejoice in that he is exalted, but the rich in that he is made low.
Yes.
Because as the flower of the grass, he shall pass away.
Yes.
For the shamash is no sooner risen with a burning heat.
That's right.
But it withereth the grass.
Yep.
And the flower thereof falleth, and the khan of the fashion of it perisheth.
That's right.
So also shall the rich Ish fade away in his ways. Barak is the Ish that endureth temptation.
Yes.
For when he is tried, he shall receive the crown of life.
That's right.
Which Yahuwah hath promised to them that love him.
That's what he promised us. He promised us a crown of life. Continue.
Let no Ish say when he is tempted, I am tempted of Elohim.
Yes.
For Elohim cannot be tempted with evil, neither tempteth he any Ish.
That's right.
But every Ish is tempted when he is drawn away of his own lust and enticed. Then, when lust hath conceived.
Hath conceived? Hold on, what does that mean? When what you see, it get in your mind and you conceive it, then what's going to happen, Brandon?
It bringeth forth sin.
You go sin. Because you only need two to make a baby, what they say. But once your desire go reach the lust, guess what happens? It's going to conceive. And once it has conceived, what's going to happen, Brandon?
It bringeth forth sin.
It brings forth sin. So once the sin comes, then what's going to happen?
And sin, when it is finished, bringeth forth death.
That's the same thing happened with Adam and Kuah. After they conceived with the lust, guess what happened? It brought forth death. They was cut off from the Gan. Once Daoud looked down and saw Bathsheba, guess what they had? They had a baby. It was sin. But guess what? When it was born, what happened? It died. The same thing in the Ruach. The things that you're going to look at and see, you're going to get it because that's what you desire. Same thing with Kahua. She desired to be wise. You're going to give it to you. But guess what? You're going to do it before your time. If any man lack wisdom, let him ask of Elohim. We have examples. The same thing with Daoud. That baby came, and guess what? just died. What the baby had to do with them having sex? Election. That's all it is election. That's what we have to realize in our mind. That's what we have to understand. Once you obtain the Ruach HaKodesh, the whole goal is to get it from you. Once that seed is sown, the book of Matthew, guess what that's what the root would try to do. The evil one, he tried to take it away. If I give you truth, the whole goal is to take it away quickly so it can't take root. The same thing, what you desire, why you don't desire Sadiq? Let that take root. Let you conceive that. If sin going to bring forth death, what did the Ruach HaKodesh going to life? But you got to get it through the Dabar. The book of Kazum, chapter 12. There was a lady, a woman. She had her feet on the sun and the moon. Anybody familiar with that story? And her head was round about with what? With kukabin, with stars. Just pick it up right quick, Randy. Just give me 2 more minutes. 2 more minutes. Once I fully can see and once I fully understand, a lot of people try to take things away from you. But through the Ra, through the teaching that we have, and it's troubling because when Ra say, listen, stuff just troubling me, that's the same thing happening in Matthew 24. Things just start falling off. Guess what? Time's starting to speed up. This is the beginning of sorrow. All this stuff will start happening. If you ain't going to have the Ruach HaKodesh, guess what? In the book say, those that are what? Barren with child, that give suck in those days. What's going to happen? You're going to be cut off. So it's time, listen, you got to be filled with the Ruach HaKodesh. Let's get back to the point. The book of Kazum, chapter 12, verse 1. Listen to the book.
And there appeared a great wonder in Shamayim, a Ashah clothed with the Shamash and the Yarek under her feet, and upon her head a crown of 12 kukabim.
That's right.
And she, being with Yaled, cried, travailing in birth, and pained to be delivered. And there appeared another wonder in Shamayim.
What happened?
And behold, a great red dragon, having 7 heads and 10 horns and 7 crowns upon his heads.
That's right.
And his tail drew the 3rd part of the kukabim of Shamayim, and did cast them to the Arats. And the dragon stood before the Ashah, which was ready to be delivered, for to devour her Yaled as soon as it was born.
Listen, the man said as soon as it was born, what the man tried to do? He tried to kill it. Don't that sound familiar to y'all? Well, Yahusha when? That was Yahusha when he was inside the womb. Guess where the 2 soldiers were standing at? Right outside the Kabal. Y'all remember that? The Satirian, they asked, the chief, the Rosh Kohan, they asked, make sure that you stand the Kabal sure. Because that deceiver said in 3 hours means what? He going to rise again. He going to resurrect. He going to bring forth. If that joker bring forth, what y'all want y'all to do? I want y'all to kill it. Because I can't have nobody else say what? Y'all believe? That deceiver was standing right there by the lady, saying, as soon as he bring forth, I got to kill it. That's the same thing happened with you. As soon as we leave the feast, something was in you. That's what he tried to do. They try to sow it right out. Because if it don't take root, it ain't no good. At the end of the day, as I said before, our whole goal is to what? Be saved. But you got to endure to the end. He that endure to the end shall be saved. Thank you. That's my time.